So, hello, welcome to the channel. Um, please
Yes.
tell us a little about you. What you're doing? What is your spiritual path? Everything what comes up to your mind. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I am Parshwika and I'm actually coming from India and I'm professionally a doctor or a dentist. And the thing that happened with me, it's like I switched the careers from medical profession from being in the hospital to my online business, which is related to the art and designing and making videos and self-help stuff. I started with all that. So there was like a switch in like the career in just a couple of months at the time of the COVID, because I was not feeling into the medical field, and I was like, I want to do something that I'm really, really passionate about, that I'm really feel like excited and happy and joyful about, and that was the art. So I started with that, and I was into the self-help for a very long time, not because of my medical field or that. It's because of from even the college days when I was in the college, the med school. I still have the passion for like self-help motivation stuff, entrepreneurship, and I started with that. And slowly down the road, when I switched the career from medical to art and designing and online business, there I moved from self-help to the spirituality. Like self-help is amazing, self-love is amazing, but it's just for personally I feel like self-help still is kind of like a limitation if you don't include the spirituality in that, if you don't include the manifestation in that, if you don't include those things, it's still like quite like fitting in a box, and I don't like to be in the box. So I started with the self-help and then I moved into the spirituality and all that thing. And so many things happen in my life. Changed the career. I started the business in 2 years down the road in the business, just working on it. And nobody was really supporting me because being a medical doctor, being a medical professional, leaving all that all of a sudden in the COVID time and starting with something totally random was like disaster for my parents, was disaster for my brother, and like nobody was really supporting me. So self-help and spirituality was like supporting me that I to keep to going in that path, the passion, the thing that I'm really passionate about. So I started with that. 2 years down the road, my business was doing amazing. And then I started traveling in 2023. And first, I was thinking of going to some other country. Then, I don't know, I feel the deep calling and I came to Bali. It was never on my list to came to this country, and I came. I don't know, like it was a deep calling. You feel it like in your soul, like something is calling you, and it was like, okay, it's calling me. I gotta go there, and I have no idea why I'm coming here. So I came here 4 months down the road, meeting so many people and so much into spirituality. Like if you have ever been to Bali, especially the Ubud, you know what I mean. Here so much the people are into spirituality, like so many products are there, so many courses, workshops, seminars, all sorts of information, people talking about these stuffs. And there I feel me opening up. And then I remember when I came here, I go to some tarot card reader shop, and never in my life I thought that I'm going to be doing some tarot card stuff. Never. I just watching the movies, and I love those kind of movies where they mystical and witchcraft and all that, in a good side, not the black magic, but in a good side. I love that. And I was like, okay. So I went to the shop and did some tarot card reading, and then I go more, and finally I had pick up my first tarot card. And like that 6 month trip to the Bali became like 1.5 year to 2 year. Like I'm here in the Bali right now. Of course, in between I went for India to see my parents, and that's a different story. But my world changed. Like I came here, I feel so much awakening. I feel the energy upgrades. Like there was a time I came alone. I was traveling single, so as a single woman. So I came here, and when I was walking down the street, I meet so many people, and I started reading the energy of the people, and I started feeling them. And like without any substance, like without any alcohol or drugs or mushroom, no, 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 nothing. And I started feeling the people energy, and I started seeing them, and I'm like, what's going on with me? Why this thing is happening? And like 4 months I was here and I was single and I was like meeting people, and I was like, okay, it's the time to have some relationship. So I that was the first thing that I manifested. Of course, I manifested my dream career before that, but I wasn't really aware of that I'm manifesting. This is the thing that I manifested. I manifested my partner within 1 month, because I was like, I want the partner and I want relationship, I want harmonious relationship, and I want the partner who thinks the same way like I think about spirituality, manifestation, we create our world and all that stuff, and who go more deep dive into the art. I have like a vision in my mind, and within, I think I I quit the relationship with my ex, and within 2 days or 3 days, I kid not, like I just walked down the store to buy some croissants, and all of a sudden, I saw somebody, and we exchanged the eye contact, and we started talking, and we started dating, and that became my partner. And it was so random, but it was all manifestation. It was like so natural and so obvious that you cannot even imagine from your conscious mind, like you cannot figure it out, that it was so harmonious, everything was so like next step to the road, like quite obvious. You don't have to figure it out by thinking how it's going to work, what, how I'm going to meet this person, should I join Tinder, should I go to the club or restaurant. No, I was not doing anything. And I was like, he's going to come to me and he's going to ask for the relationship and he's going to take me in with him. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to be in my feminine energy. And literally, I do that. I just go for buying a croissant. That's it. Because I want to eat the croissant. I was hungry. So there I meet him. And within few seconds of eye contact, I realized this person's going to come and talk with me. And he was talking, and then we started dating. And everything was so harmonious and so obvious and so spontaneous that was the first, like the second real manifestation. The first was my dream career, but the second manifestation that I actually manifested, that I actually created. And that was like amazing. And after that I was like, this is like so big. And couple of days, couple of weeks, I was in the flow and I was in the positive flow. But then slowly and slowly, I taken in the information from the people, because he's from different country. I'm Indian, he's a Russian. So we are from different countries. So his culture is different than my culture. So I'm meeting his friends and I'm meeting my friends and I'm talking to my parents. They talking about my relationship, something. So everybody say some information to me. You should be like this, the man should be like this in relationship, woman should be like this. I take in all the information and I get out of the zone. At that time I didn't realize that I'm getting out of the zone when I'm listening too much to the people. I'm not connected to my center, or what should I be doing, what is meant for me. And then I go out of this thing and I manifested some worse situation. Because yes, if you are out of the flow, you're going to manifest, you're going to create the worst situation. But when you create them, you realize that you create the shit. So if you create the worst situation, you can create amazing situation as well. So then I go more deep, more deep, more deep. And I was like, okay, how can I shift into the identity and version of me that is having a perfect, harmonious relationship with my partner? Perfect, the way that I want it to be. Not just the relationship, not just the romantic relationship. Every aspect of my life is like, my business is booming, I'm enjoying my life, my parents is happy with me, I'm having amazing relationship with the people, having good friends. Like it's like overall, and then going more deep and deep and deep. And what happened, I was coming across a lot of the content where people talking about shifting identity, trying affirmations, visualization, scripting. All that thing works. I tried all of them. In fact, I think I can tell you, past 1 month or so, I manifested something really crazy in my relationship. Something so worse happened in my relationship that I couldn't even imagine that it's going to happen, but it was there in my subconscious mind. And I turned that situation 180-degree into totally my way, totally what I want in just 10 days, through the power of manifestation. And my mind was like blown off. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. I have so much resistance about this particular. I'm not going to talk about the situation because that's a private thing, but something was like so bothering me, and I was so pissed off by that because of my culture, because of the things that coming from. And yes, India is a nice country, the culture is good, it's amazing, but somewhere I feel like the religion stops you to open and be yourself. Like there's so many rules, and that create problems, especially when you create an extraordinary life where you're happy and you have everything that you want, especially when you're dating somebody from different culture, totally different culture. It's like a night and like night and morning, like that kind of different culture. So I have something very deep limiting belief from my culture, and that created that unwanted, unexpected worst situation in my relationship. And I was freaking crying for one day, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Now, what should I do in this situation? How can I turn around and how can I do that? So I tried robotic affirmation for 2 days. That was crazy. I never tried robotic affirmations like that, and I was constantly affirming. I wrote down onto the piece of paper on my journal and constantly affirming for straight 2 days because my mind was so much on the negative spectrum, because I was so much focused on the thing. And I was constantly affirmation for straight 2 hours. And what happened?
Yes, it was a little bit
Is it working?
slow down internet, slow down internet.
Oh,
So you are
okay, okay.
telling about
So,
robotic affirmations.
then I
Robotic affirmations. They work.
yes, yeah, yes, they work, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work because especially if you're on the negative spectrum and you're moving from negative to the positive, it's gonna be a lot of the work. But I did it because in a way I'm very crazy about these things, and I'm like, if I want this thing to change, I'm gonna do anything it takes. So I constantly repeat. I write it down to a piece of paper and I'm constantly repeating for brand like complete 2 days. And after 2 days, I feel like something was shifting inside of me. Like I feel like a very subtle shift. It was very subtle since I'm so aware of what's happening within me. So it was a very subtle shift. And in 2 days, I shifted into the new reality that I was affirming into. And then in those 2 days, I was totally ignoring people. I was totally alone in my room and affirming, because I was like, I cannot communicate with the 3D. I cannot communicate with the physical reality, because more I do it, more I'm going to react and respond, and it's going to create worse situation for me. So I totally like deactivated, not deactivated, totally disconnected with the 3D, with the people, and I was not attending any calls, no emails, nothing, and I was just doing it. I was like, you got to do this thing and see where we go with this. And it worked. In 2 days I shifted so fast. Like I was so negative, and all of a sudden, I see the things from the different angle, and I was feeling differently. And then after 2 days, I come out from the robotic affirmations, and then I focusing on the mental diet, like what my thoughts are thinking right now, what I'm thinking right now, how am I feeling in right now. Like the most common question I ask myself: how are you feeling, Parsh, right now? Are you okay? Like I check in with myself like this. And yeah, it's crazy because you talk with yourself and people say that you're talking with yourself, and yeah, I do that. uh, if you are into the witches, like there's some, I don't remember the name of it right now, but if you are into those things, like there is a power in self-talk. You hear the things and you listen the guidance when you talk with yourself, because there is like two voices. One voice is like an ego voice, which is
Yes, yes, the ego
narcissist,
voice. Hmm.
which is very narcissistic and kind of like a pulling you down and telling you, hey, you cannot do this, it's not going to happen for you because of your mom dad said this thing, or because of your culture, because you're Indian. Like I had the belief that being an Indian, I cannot date somebody from different country. I had that belief, and that was very limiting.
Yes, it was a limiting belief.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I cannot date somebody from different country. And then I started talking with myself, like, how am I feeling in right now? Are you okay? Like I check in with myself like this. And yeah, it's crazy because you talk with yourself and people say that you're talking with yourself, and yeah, I do that. along the line that because in India, people into a serious relationship with that person from different background, different religion was kind of like crazy for my ego. So the first voice is like ego is like cutting you off every chip of you. Even if you do the good thing, it's still gonna chip you off. You're not gonna do this thing happened because of the luck, you're not good at it, somebody said this to you, remember the past what happened, and then you ignore it, and then you focus on the subtle voice, which is very very subtle, very very calm, and very very peaceful, and that's the loving voice, and that's the voice I focus more on when I'm talking with myself. So that's the kind of the practice that I develop with me whenever I'm alone in my room or nobody's there with me. I ask myself, check in with myself, how am I doing? Am I okay? Am I feeling fine? Is something bothering me? It's like just you checking on a baby or you checking on your partner or some friend, whatever. Like, why not just check in with yourself? So after 2 days coming out of the robotic information, I strictly focusing on the mental diet. And within 3 days, I meet my partner. He was very nice. He was very nice. Meet him at all. I didn't read his message, nothing. I was like, okay, this thing's gonna work out and he's gonna do this thing to me. I'm not gonna do anything. He's gonna take out the situation. He's gonna clear up this mess that he has created. He's gonna clear up the mess that he's created, and he's gonna come in a harmonious relationship back to me and take out all that mess that he's created. And in 10 days, he take out that mess. He see the real thing and he take out that and he come back to me again. And he was like, wow, are you okay? That was his first reaction. Are you okay? You are so different. Like in these days, you are so, so different. I cannot see you like I never seen you before like this. And I'm like, yes, I did so much work in these days. It was crazy. And I was totally a different person. And I'm still a different person. Even if something happened that I don't like it, I don't react to it at all. Before that, I was so much reacting and I was convincing people, begging people, trying to change them. And because I had this childhood trauma, or not really a trauma, but this thing is that uh, I was a first child to my parents, and then my brother was born after 1.5 years by me, so we had very less difference between. So I was still a small baby, but my mom is focusing more on my brother because he was younger than me. Obviously, she's gonna focus on that because they're younger. So I didn't get the love of my parents that I wanted because my dad wasn't there when I was born. He was in some other country. He was as a job. So he see me after 1 year. And he still missed that time that I wasn't able to see you when you were born. And I totally understand that. And he wasn't there. And my mom was only there with the two babies. So she was focusing on my brother, and I was left alone. So I have to get their attention to take the love from them. I gotta cry, I gotta react, I gotta do something so that they look at me and so that they love me. So that's the thing was going with me, and I was trying to convince people, begging them, helping them, overdoing it only to get the love from them because of that thing that happened in my childhood times. So when I did in 10 days the robotic affirmation totally shifted into me and changing the things, I realized that I don't need to do those things. I don't need the validation from my people. Like I don't need the validation from my partner, from my friends, from my parents. I don't need the validation from anybody. Even if they say that they don't like me, still okay. It's not the end of the day. It's not the end of the world. I'm not going to die. Come on. It's okay if they don't like one part of me. It's okay. I have no problem. So this thing changed in me, and now I don't beg. I don't plead anything. I don't do anything. I'm like, okay, you don't like me? Fine. Just take the love from me and take the love from them. Taking like focusing on need validation from anybody. I'm enough who I am. And that's what I want from the people. Like right now I'm helping one of my friend to manifest marriage. She has a lot of the baggage with her past with her ex, And she's like recreating the past over and over and over again by thinking too much about it. So when you do these techniques, yeah, they do help you. But what happens with the robotic affirmation, like the thing that I did with so extreme, what happened is that when you do these robotic affirmation, your mind didn't even get a single second to think about the negative things, because you're constantly repeating the sentence, maybe out loud. I did out loud, but you can repeat in your brain, whatever it is. And when you constantly repeat something, your mind didn't even get a second break in between to start thinking the negative thought. So you are actually breaking the pattern of the brain, of the subconscious, what has been wired, and that creates the space for new thing to come. Because you got to break the pattern. Everybody has the pattern. We all picked up along the road from our childhood, then teenager, then our relationships, whatever. So we got to break the pattern, and robotic affirmation helped me to break that. Now you don't need to do the robotic affirmation to do that. So much you can do it, so many techniques. Visualization helps, scripting help, even the daydreaming help, even being delusional help a lot. I'm a very delusional person. I'm really very delusional person. So I it helped me to do that, but I only try for 2 days, and after that I don't try robotic affirmation at all. Now I focus on the mental diet. What am I thinking right now? What are my thoughts? How am I feeling? What can I do? And the meditation, the another thing that I want to talk about, that I've been doing meditation from past 4 or 5 years. I started with the, now since I'm coming from India, so we have a lot of the religion practices about mantra meditation, about the different kinds of the yoga practices, different kinds of mudras. We have a lot, and my parents are very, very religious, so they give me so much. So I have those things that I was practicing even when I was a kid, when I don't even know a single word about spirituality, but I was doing it because they were saying it. But those things helped at that time, and I still do some of those things like mantras and mudras. Like I still know them and I still practice it. But the meditation that I've been doing was a guided meditation from the past 5 years. I've been doing it morning. Like sometimes I don't do it now when I'm busy, but most of the times I do it. Or I shifted from morning to sleep guided meditation. That's also helps a lot. Uh, Another thing I feel like I want to mention over here is switching into the realities. It's like if you have watched one show on the Apple TV, it's like Dark Matters, uh, where in that show they open the different doors, and they open the doors, and whatever they are feeling before opening the door, that's going to show up when they open up the door. So if they're feeling positive, they're feeling good and happy, when they open the door, amazing things are going to happen. When they feel sad, amazing things are going to happen. When they feel angry, amazing things are going to happen. So switching into the realities is also important. In quantum physics, we have so many parallel realities. By feeling into it, this is something that I'm practicing more, and I want to like go more deep into this thing, like how you can switch the realities actually instantly, like instantly shifting into that version of you. How could you do it so fast? That's what I'm looking into, without any techniques, without any methods, because we are all powerful manifestors. Even when you're not doing any techniques, we are manifesting our life as a baby when we were a kid. So everybody knows how to manifest. It's just that we have been manifesting things that we don't like it, because we are manifesting subconsciously autopilot. But when you understand these concepts about law of attraction, how the nature works, laws of universe, and all those things, you're like, we can create deliberately. We can create what we like. So I want to go to the next level where you literally shift the reality within, like not reality, 3D is going to take some time to change, but you change vibrationally within seconds. And I'm practicing on myself more and more and more. The more I go deep into the art, the better I became. And that's how I'm going to be projecting in the future with my content. So that's where I'm going, to go into that version of you within seconds, vibrationally speaking, in your mind. that you totally leave the old version of you, because we have so many parallel versions. We can be in any version. That's where I'm going into. And if any kind of technique is helping you to go and do that, then that's amazing. That's amazing.
Okay. So thank you.
So, yeah, I say so much.
But it's very nice, very nice. So you focus on manifestation, yes? Techniques of manifestation. Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Mhm.
Not basically techniques, but I've tried techniques to see if it works or not. Just for like, I'm experimenting on me and then I'm
Mhm.
talking with other people about it. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much and for this talk.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
hope you hear you soon and talking about more things over. And
Yeah.
yes, we have to practice manifestation and co-creation. It's the same thing. Yes, co-creation.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
it's the same thing. You're
yes,
creating with the universe. So yeah.
yes. So thank you so much, Parshwika. Yes, Parshwika.
Yes, Parshvika. Yeah.
Parshvika. Thank you so much for having me in our channel. And yes, we have to spread the word about these techniques and to
Sure.
share with others what
Sure.
works, what does not work so well. And that's our
Yes.
purpose, to help each others, to spread the message
Yes.
and to be more happy. After all, it's what we all want. Be happy, yes? Okay. Thank you so much.